Before we get into today's episode, I have a special announcement that, besides my kids, might be the best thing I've ever created. You want to know the secret to actually becoming who you're meant to be without getting lost in either pure science or woo-woo spirituality? Well, here's the thing. It's not about becoming some perfect version of yourself that feels impossible to maintain. It's more about understanding who you really are and what you love, and then creating a life around that. And that's exactly why I created Living Mind Love. Each month, we combine brain science with soul wisdom to help you make real changes that stick. Everything I've learned from nearly 500 interviews with the world's most brilliant minds, broken down into tiny little shifts that feel natural and actually work. So this is about bringing together science and soul in a way that actually works. Plus, you'll be part of the first ever Mind Love community on School, so we get to figure this all out together. So if you want to make 2025 your best year ever, go to mindlove.com/living to join the waitlist, and you'll get instant access to my 10-year vision meditation. So let's get into today's episode. Welcome to an exclusive episode of Mind Love. Today's episode is all about how to speak with influence.
One of the fundamentals of being a good communicator is to be in the present moment. And we had to scientifically study it and figure it out. What made up being in the present moment? How could we really tell? And that's how we delineated and discovered that there are those four components that you mentioned: the body, the voice, the ability to improvise, and clarity of intention.
Did you know that humans' number one fear is public speaking? Even over death. Which is crazy when you think about it, because what are we really afraid of? The only thing that we are in danger of when we speak in front of a group is feeling embarrassed. Seriously, that's the worst case scenario. And I'm intentionally not wording that as embarrassing yourself because it's subjective. You might make a mistake and feel embarrassed, and no one else even notices. So our biggest fear is actually just a feeling. A little vulnerability, maybe slipping up on your words or forgetting what you wanted to say, and getting red and flushed in the face. But here's what else is kind of funny. Even if everyone in the room does notice that you totally choke, most of those people have the same fear of getting on that stage. So chances are they still give you the benefit of the doubt, or at least they understand what you're going through. And still we're like, nope, too scary. It might not seem like that big of a deal to just keep this fear because, hey, so many people have it, and maybe you don't plan on being on a big stage anytime soon. But here's the thing. Public speaking isn't just reserved for a stage and a full conference hall. Public speaking can be speaking in front of your team at work or leading a Zoom call. And depending on your level of fear here, you might even start to feel your heart start to beat a little bit faster just speaking in front of one person. Especially if that person is important or someone you're trying to impress, like a boss or an important client or a potential investor. So by holding on to this fear, you're really just holding yourself back. But I get it. It's hard to feel confident if you don't really feel like you're good at it. We've all seen people that speak well versus people that don't. And there's a big difference, right? Some people get in front of a room, they ramble, they talk about themselves too much. Their stories are all over the place, and you find yourself having a hard time following or wondering if they'll ever get to the point. Frankly, it's a waste of people's time. And then there's the people who captivate the room. They project their voice and they speak slowly. Every story has a reason that delivers a point that makes the whole message even that much more memorable and relatable. The difference is obvious. One you could listen to for hours, while the other you're checking your watch hoping they'll wrap it up. I invested in a very intense public speaking program, and it was honestly the best thing I've ever done for myself. My intention was to become a better public speaker, obviously. But what I didn't realize was how much better I would be at communicating in general. I carry myself now differently in conversations. I can sense how to best relate to the person that I'm talking to. I'm very aware of their body language, so I know what lands and what doesn't. My podcast has gotten better. I'm a better interviewer. And the best part, I'm more motivated to speak my truth and to put myself out there and be heard. So ask yourself, what are you missing out on in your life by not having the confidence to communicate well? What could you gain or what could you become if you were the type of person who could clearly and concisely speak in a way that people relate to, or even in a way that influences? Well, today, you're taking that first step towards finding your voice. And our guest is Billy Shepard. She's been a presentation coach, a professional actor, and acting coach for 4 decades. She's appeared in regional theater productions, TV series, and national commercials, and she trains corporate execs and professionals into influential presenters and communicators. She also recently published the Billy Shepard Presentation Method, which is a culmination of all that she's learned over these 4 decades. And today she's going to give us some insider tips into how to communicate confidently and with influence. So 3 key things we will learn are why faking it until you make it isn't dishonest, how to clarify your ideas and make them stand out, and how to work through fear and replace it with techniques that give you confidence in yourself. Hey there, wild minds. So this was just a preview, but you can access the whole episode with a Mind Love Premium membership. If Mind Love has been helpful to you in any way, consider helping support the show by joining this exclusive community. I promise I'm making it totally worth it. You get exclusive episodes, which means twice the Mind Love, in a private feed that imports right to your favorite podcast app, so you don't have to go to the web to listen. And that's not all. You also get all Mind Love episodes ad-free for uninterrupted listening. You get early access to episodes, and you get bonus video interviews and powerful meditation downloads. And finally, you get priority access to me, so you're free to reach out to me with any questions that you have about life, love, relationships, success, whatever it might be. And in more good news, you can get started free with a 2-week free trial. Just go to mindlove.com/premium. And if you're a student, reach out to me on Instagram and I'll give you a special discount.